All right, welcome back to another half episode, I guess, of Target Locked, the Dropverse podcast. So this is a follow up to our previous episode on the brand new Dropzone Balance Pass. You're here with me, Alex. I'm joined by Loz, as always.
Hello.
Hello. Unfortunately, James couldn't make it for part two. He had other things he had to do. Well, he had work, actually, because
It's quite an important thing to do, yeah.
yeah, the employers do insist you do it from time to time.
Mm.
And Dan will be joining us later, I think, once he's put the kids to bed. So for the time being, it's just Loz and me. Part one, we obviously went through the big news, the Dropzone Commander final balance pass for version 3. And we went through the actual core rule changes, the new experimental rules, so simultaneous CQB being the main one, and we also went through the changes to the individual factions. This episode, we're going to go through the other bits, because it's actually a whole package, isn't it? There's quite a few things that have been added.
Exciting things, really.
Yeah, it really is like almost like a love letter to the community, I guess. So, version 3 is coming, it's going to change a lot. We know that. We don't know what's changing, but we know it's going to change a lot. Here is one final thing, and here's a bunch of stuff you've been asking for, in effect.
Yeah.
That's nice to see. So we are going to skip the full preamble, but just quickly, Loz, since I last filmed with you, or recorded with you, have you done any hobby?
I'm working my way through 24 Ronin.
Okay. You are committing to the 24 Ronin list, then?
I have made, well, I've got them testing. They're in the queue to be tested, and I feel bad already. So for the next edition, Ronin are going to get nerfed, because the track record of me, you know.
Squad size 1 to 3, and rare, I think, for a good start.
Yeah, you just bring one Ronin.
Well, they count as tanks again, just not very good tanks. They can't go in buildings. I hope it doesn't, because they are cool.
They are cool.
But yeah, we'll have to get the 24 Ronin list on the channel at some point. I've been doing a bit of hobby as well. So in the run-up for Danger Close, I have realised I've got now just over a month to get all my stuff done. So please don't fall apart. This might fall apart. I haven't taken any photos, but I have been working on the military monorail. Yeah, it's the military one, so it's fully macetized. All of the guns rotate and so on and come off. This very part, cool. Which I don't think the camera will capture at all, but I'm very proud of this. So this is the Doomsday weapon of one of the scenarios. I've bored out this section and added a hinge and added a magnet on the back. So
very nice.
The missile can fold up.
Does the missile now come out of the tube as well?
No.
Oh, well.
There are limits to my abilities.
You try.
I try, yeah, amateur attempts. Other Alex would have got a removable missile and got.
Well, he would have made it motorized,
Well, he's still working on this motorized monorail, I think.
Yeah, he is.
But yeah,
when he gets that done, we'll have a board with 3 monorails.
Yes, exactly. Just keep adding more. I have done one fun thing as well with the pylons. Is they are mounted. It's not glued on, but they are mounted on 3-inch tall blocks of wood, or 2.5-inch.
You can have them going over the top of each other now.
That's the plan. Yeah. And I've been working on a few bits of sketch terrain that you've given me. So again, the camera's not going to capture this very well, but I have taken the, I'm not sure what was wrong with it, but the ruined thunderstorm you got that was missing parts and miscast and so on.
I think it was hollow in the bottom.
Well, you can't see the bottom.
Okay, well,
fair enough. Yeah.
I got spares.
Glued it together. You didn't give all the bits, but so you had to basically improvise a bit, but made this.
Well, TT didn't give me a full free one.
Well, yeah, because it was only one part that was miscast.
Yeah, but it looks really cool.
Yeah, glued on all the Jacksons you didn't want. It can be a nice centerpiece for a board as well. That's the current project. Chew through all of this terrain. The goal being to get it all done. Danger Close 5.
You've only got less than a month.
Yep, less than a month, and well, I have some more free time, but we'll cover why that is in a different video. Right, that is enough preamble. Shall we crack on with these changes?
Let's do it.
Okay. So first thing, first new edition is please work over yes, good. Famous Commanders. So famous Commanders are kind of an optional extra for Dropzone. You can take them in theory in any list, but they're not necessarily tuned for being competitive. And they add in a few different ways to play. In addition to a few famous cards being tuned, every faction has got a new commander, which is very cool. So if I
a very special commander, I would say as well.
Yes, some returning favourites. So we've all
Yeah.
still got the base 3 for every faction. Again, a few have been adjusted just to make sure they behave properly. So things like Terrence has got his retinue ability, so he can now
It's a
buddy up
really
the
nice
Jackals.
change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The base Wolf got that as well, but yeah, he's much
Makes
more.
sense for him to have it.
Yeah. His command card got adjusted as well, which we'll come back to shortly. I think Luciana and Kate didn't change, but then a returning bit of drop zone history. Arthur J. Wade is back from version
Wade's
1.
back.
Yeah. I never played version 1, so I have no nostalgia for this, but lots of people in the Discord server were saying, Wade's back! And that's a big deal, apparently.
It is. It's really cool. They had a lot of cool lore,
Okay.
the old famous commanders. So it's really cool to see him and some others.
Yeah.
We'll see it soon.
There's one you want to talk about, I know, but we'll get there.
Sorry, the best one, yeah.
So I don't actually know Wade's lore myself, because again, version 1 was before my time, but it appears that he is a commander who just really likes tanks.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll go with that.
So basically, you get, in this case, he's mounted in his own unique broadsword super heavy tank. You pay a chunk of points for his command level, which is 5, which is massive. You pay points for the broadsword and then pay a bit more, essentially, for the benefits he gives you.
Yeah, he's in a special broadsword as well with a better gun. Yeah.
Debatable, in that there has been a lot of debate whether it's better or worse.
Better at certain things.
Yeah. So he's still a heavy slot, which is interesting. So you do still need an HQ. But he's got command center, so he can be, as we said, a commander. He is 255 points, which is quite steep. But again, you're essentially paying plus 45 points, I think it comes to, for what you get on
For
top
all
of
his other stuff, yeah.
Yeah. What do you get? You get 4 extra inches radius on his command radius. You get a different version of the Mythslayer railgun. You get the Godslayer railgun, which goes up to energy 14, which is a lot. That is critting basically everything in the game.
1 2s.
Yeah, you're twos for anything below armor 15, 3s for armor 15, 4s for an America, I suppose. It's got Destroyer 5+, so 1/3 of the time it'll just auto crit.
Need it.
Sure, I mean, it skips a roll, right? I mean, you know how good Destroyer 5+ is on a dragon.
It's nice.
Yeah. Then Devastator 4, just Behemoth. So if he rolls a 5+, he just does straight 8 damage to a Behemoth, which is decent. Terrifying. Yeah, that's knocking the guns off, I think, any light Behemoth in one shot. But
and he knocks the guns off big ones as well.
Yeah, exactly. But he doesn't have any Devastator versus anything else, so he has no Devastator versus vehicles.
But most vehicles are 2 health, and he's going to be critting them.
Yeah. So into looking at it, into anything like a Gladius, anything that's 2 hull or fewer, I know Odin, he's one-shotting them just as well as Broadsword is, because he's that much more likely to crit, basically. Where he falls off is against damage 3 units, so like a Slayer tank, for example. Or, he can't one-shot an Invader, for example, or he can't one-shot a Cersei hovercraft. Yeah, it's interesting. It's a laser-focused role, isn't it?
Yeah, but I think he still can do other stuff.
He can do other stuff.
And it's very fitting.
Yeah.
Like he's just your behemoth killer. You know?
Yeah. I guess the round is so high-powered it over-penetrates anything else, so it doesn't explode or anything. It just goes straight out the other side. Yeah, he does a couple of other things. So he also gets a retinue rule. So when he's within 3 inches of a broadsword squad, he counts as being part of that squad when allocating shots.
I think that's the biggest thing.
Yeah, this is something UCM don't otherwise get, which is a frontline commander who can potentially have broadswords of squad 1 to 3, I think. So he could, if you really want, have 12 ablative hits.
Yeah, and broadswords are tanky on their own anyway.
Yeah, they really are. So yeah, he can quite happily play in the mid-board rather than having to hide at the back like every other UCM commander does.
And he's just very safe. Even if he wants to hide in the back, 2 broadswords next to him, he's pretty much untouchable. Unless you really throw at him.
Yeah, exactly. So he gets that just all the time, which is lovely. And then he's got his benefits, which is you can take up to 2 squads of Wade's Armoured Fist. Wade's Armoured Fist basically being either a Gladius or a Scimitar squad, but counting as standard. So you can fill out your standard slots without having to take sabers, katanas, or polecats.
Yeah, you can take some heavier tanks. It would have been cool to see broadswords in there as well. That really fits the
Broadswords
theme.
are standards.
Just to have a broadsword army, you know.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, you're still getting pretty
that's
close.
cool. Yeah, you can have a heavy tank army, which is quite
Yeah,
fun.
and as we'll see in a moment, that fits his unique command card quite nicely. Yeah, it doesn't. I think you'll still want katanas with him. I think you won't. Fine, you don't bother with sabers, but you're still going to want a squad of katanas to get the smoke.
You don't even about flame either. You can have broadswords flaming, right? Or
Well,
using airbursts.
Airburst, yes.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Okay, you could just decide not to bother with katanas at all. I more meant like katanas with cannons. So you've got things to thin out the herd
just
of
so you
light
have the flame.
targets. No, so you have the smoke. So you have.
Yeah.
You could have in a battle group. You could have 3 katanas with cannons. They kill your skimmers, finish off targets that Wage doesn't one shot, etc. You have, I don't know, 2 broadswords as his bodyguards with misslayers, and you have him in one massive armored fist, maybe some gladii as well, and just dominate the tank battle.
It'd work well.
Yeah. His detriment is basically a bunch of stuff you can't take with him. So you cannot take Ferrum drone bases, longbow howitzers, Praetorian sniper teams, and you technically can't take behemoths either, because everything has to be either an aircraft or embarked in an aircraft.
That's interesting.
And a behemoth isn't. Although if you're playing a behemoth fight, you're bringing this guy as your anti-behemoth anyway. You're deciding to play David Goliath.
Yeah.
Yeah, no drone bases is a shame, so that is going to mean you're going to have either a Kodiak, a Phoenix, or a Wolf as your actual commander. Because again, he's an HQ. But yeah, it's not that limiting, really. I mean, longbow, you're not going to play an indirect army, basically. You're not going to bother with longbows and not with snipers.
No. And you just take a cheap HQ to fill that slot and don't put anything in it. You know, you take a little wolf or something, right?
Yeah, exactly. You don't even bother with I'll put a level 1 commander in it and use it as a scout in effect. Right. And then his command card. So, for anyone who's unaware, with a famous commander, every single famous commander has their own unique command card. And it is always basically put to one side, and you can, to use it, you basically discard any card from your hand. So if I've got, say, incendiary rounds, I can go, okay, I'll throw away incendiary rounds to allow me to play Armored Spearhead. And then it's once per game, barring shenanigans, and then it's done. So Wade's command cards can only be played if you have him in your army. Start of the round, all non-aircraft squads in this commander's battle group gain resilient until the end of the round.
Yeah, and if you build yourself a giant tank battle group, it's very nice.
Yeah, like the number of times I've just had Gladii just disappear to a lucky 6 or Energy 11 weapon. Or, well, broadswords. Less so now, but certainly back in the days of Grav being abusive.
Yeah, I think they might still be broadswords, but yeah.
Armor 15, 19, that is top bracket actually, yes. So it would be still Energy 11 Dev 2.
But with Resilient, they're fine.
It takes 2 of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, it won't help with your light tanks if you are bringing sabers, katanas, etc. Interestingly, it makes things like bears a bit more durable.
If they're in the battle group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting how it works, if you activate them with him, are they part of his battle group if you activate auxiliaries?
Yes.
I think
I
so.
guess that's at the start of the round is before you activate anything.
Yeah, start of the round then
not to be base. So the transports of his wouldn't be either because they're not.
Correct. Yeah, no, good point. It wouldn't work on bears. So it's basically going to work on gladii, scimitars, flails, jackals and dingoes, I suppose.
Anything you can take in a HQ, or anything you can take a heavy slot in that you put him in.
Yeah. So anything in either your HQ battle group or your armor battle group, depending on where you put him. Yeah, it's not bad. Sometimes it'll just not come up. If your opponent doesn't have any Energy 11, it's not going to do anything.
But it didn't cost you anything to have the card on the side, and it's just like, I'm going to be taking fire this turn. I'm on a focal point.
Yeah.
Throw that in. You might live.
Yeah, exactly. It's nice to have in your pocket. and it can keep him alive as well. If it's even just him who's going to be taking some abuse, gaining resilience at pivotal moments can be huge. So yeah, that is Wade. What's your thoughts in general? Good, bad?
I like him. I'm mainly here for the vibes of all of the really cool famous commanders being back.
Okay.
So purely on that, it's good. But I think he's good. He's expensive.
Mm-hmm.
But I would take him because he's got a really nasty gun. And you don't need anything else. You have him. He'll solo Behemoth. Really.
And he'll also survive anti-Behemoth. He'll survive that Behemoth's weapons being fired back, unless it's literally something like an America or equivalent. Because
Sicilians will take 2 shots.
Yeah, exactly.
If you have some friends,
hand them out to the broadswords near him. Yeah, I agree. I think he's definitely playable. I think he's not automatically a straight upgrade on a broadsword.
No,
he's a slightly different role.
He's a good broadsword commander. I think.
Yeah,
it's good if you wanted to focus around that.
Yeah, and again, he's allowing that sort of slightly different play style of being able to play in the mid board with your commander. 24-inch range is if he's on the middle, that's the board pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's a thing in general with the new command cards being added that will come to shortly. I think in general people are going to want to run high-level commanders.
Yeah, I agree.
For UCM, that can be a massive risk because, again, a Phoenix, very vulnerable to AA. A Wolf, very vulnerable to a Stiff Breeze. Kodiaks, armor 14, 4 hits, they can still just disappear if something gets line of sight in them. Same for a drone base. You don't really have like a safe, tanky commander.
No, but now you do.
Yeah, Wade can take some abuse. So, yeah, I'll be interested to see if people do play him. I unfortunately only own the 1 broadsword, so I can't really lean into him very easily.
You're gonna have to pressure over Alex. He has like 5.
He does, yeah. I might see if I can get him to bring that to Danger Close, actually, if I allow famous commanders, which I'm leaning towards. I'm almost.
That's the bargain.
Yeah, I'll do it as long as you bring Wade, Alex.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think he's fun. I don't think he's an auto take, but I don't think they should be.
I don't think any of them are auto takes.
Cool. Moving on, I did want to just quickly touch on, we mentioned this in the balance pass section as well, but Terrence's command card got adjusted. It is now whenever previously you could basically generate rerolls by playing command cards, and you could spend them on anything. Search rolls, initiative rolls, whatever you're into. Now,
very silly.
Yeah, very silly. Great way to upset somebody of rerolling an initiative roll. Now it's only spending those rerolls on to hit rolls. Still amazing. Nowhere near as disgusting. So good change. All right, carrying on. We are now joined as well by Dan. How are you doing, Dan?
I'm good, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Kids gone to bed happily enough?
Yep.
Good. Nice.
I can't hear anything through my headphones. It'll be fine.
Okay, so that's as good as they've gone to bed happily. Right. Cool. So we've been through UCM already, and you are just in time to discuss the Cavebreaker with us as a Scourge player. If you're happy to, would you like to tell us what the Cavebreaker is? Do you know his lore at all? Actually, because I wasn't around for version 1. I'm not sure if this is a returning guy or a new name or what.
Yep. So he is a returning guy. He was unique in that the Annihilators used to be much like the regular Scourge tanks, where the parasite is plugged directly into the vehicle. But there were reports from Resistance that they'd actually seen a human host Scourge getting into one of these and piloting it, which was remarkable, which is probably where the regular Annihilators have gained the command center rule from as a call out to that. But now Cavebreaker themselves is back in the lore. I can't remember. I think it might be Cavebreaker or possibly Jungle Devil was the one who appeared in that awesome hotel diorama that they did as well.
That was Jungle Devil. Yeah.
That was Jungle Devil. Okay.
Who is still missing.
I'm remembering that Cavebreaker is the human host that is okay with the Scourge. That's off the top of my head. But...
Oh, as in their host doesn't mind having a parasite in their head.
And they're kind of pro-Scourge.
Right.
Yeah, it's a more sort of symbiotic relationship.
Yes. Yeah.
Gross. All right. And what does the Cavebreaker do mechanically? What's different?
So mechanically, I mean, there's two things here that are jumping out at me. The Plasma Bombard looks pretty similar to the regular Plasma Bombard, except it's got a 9-inch move and fire. So for your regular Annihilator, it can either reposition or it can shoot.
Mhm.
This one can actually fly up to 9 inches and still shoot, which is terrifying.
On that profile, yeah, that's
Yeah.
one shot, accuracy 3, energy 12, dev 2 vehicle and scenery, and indirect.
Yep.
So you're not outranging it, and you're probably not hiding from it either.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. And then the other things that they do, I think, are really cool. Kind of the same sort of army composition changes that we've seen from some other commanders. And that is lets you take a couple of things as standard choices. So normally in a Scourge army, the troops choice is really packed because you've got demolishers.
Mhm.
You definitely want 2 squads of them. Warriors are great. Razorworms are funny. You know, having a little infesting razorworm base is great. And Prowlers are good as well. But fitting all of those into your 6 troops choices is a bit of a squeeze. This lets you shunt up to 2 squads of demolishers into your standard choice, so you don't have to take regular tanks.
Okay.
So that is very tasty. Slayers, I think, are one of the best heavy tanks in the game. I think that 3rd damage point really makes them a lot tougher. They do compromise on speed, so move 6 is slow for Scourge, but Slayer can take them as a standard category choice as well if you want.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I should say, so demolishers have rare, and TT have confirmed that Cavebreaker's demolishers are still demolishers, so it doesn't allow you to take more demolishers, but as you said, you can shunt them out of that frontline battle group, freeing up space for more warriors, more razorworms, or more prowlers as you see fit.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you could have a heavy dropship packed with a squad of demolishers in an APC and 5 slayers, and that's your frontliner. Your armor group's standard choices met.
Yeah. Very cool. What do you give up for Cavebreaker to be able to do this?
There are some downsides. So the actually having a decent command radius is one of them. You're not having one of those.
Yeah.
And that's really painful on a model that really does want to kind of hang back. So you're not going to want to play him too far up the field. That 12-inch command radius is going to be a bit of a pain. And then the other thing on the composition, you can't take Desolators, you can't take Hunters, you can't take Reapers at all.
Yeah. So
which, again, that ties in with the command radius issue. Desolator Command Barge would be the perfect thing to run alongside this. You can shove some influence range forward.
Yeah.
And it's very expensive. 265 seems pricey.
Not sure how much of an increase that is. So you're paying for command level 4, which is quite a bit. Are you working it out then?
I'm having a quick look now, yeah.
Yeah, because I assume you're paying essentially full price for command level 4, even though the radius is somewhat reduced.
Yeah.
It's normally 16, I think, for level 4. But it's not,
Still, yes, it's
not that much
a
for a reduction, but it is a drop, yeah.
Yeah, so the base Annihilator is 130 if you pay for the command center rule.
Yeah. And level 4 is
95.
95. So that is too late to do math. You're paying in the region of extra 40 to 50 points. Sorry?
Yeah, 40 points more.
Yeah. For which you get a reduction in command radius, but a massive improvement to your move and fire ability. You pick up a pip of evasion as well, which is nice. So for any weapons taking pot shots at him, that's not nothing. And then, for the force organization shenanigans. And then, of course, his command card. So his command card, or their command card, I have no idea what gender they are. Their command card is Fist of Doom, which is a fantastic name. What's Fist of Doom do, Dan?
When you activate this battle group, until the end of this unit's activation, its Plasma Bombard increases its range fall and range counted by 6 inches. Could be key for actually getting in range of a shot. And its Devastator rule becomes Dev 3 all.
Right. Let's go back and look at that weapon profile again, shall we? Just for context. So that's one shot, range 36, accuracy 3, area, indirect, energy 12, dev 3, all shot once per game.
So don't be in area range. Spread out.
36, well, sure.
Only let him hit one thing.
I mean, that's horrific. I guess the only downside I can think of is that Scourge scouts are relatively slow, aren't they? I mean, am I right in saying that? The little drones are not that fast?
So yes, but the little drones are really amazing on their own. So just having a bunch of those is great.
Okay.
Yeah, and their transport's pretty fast, right?
And if you actually pay for the transport, then the transport is move 30.
Yeah.
Never mind. So yes, getting spotters in position for the Cavebreaker's trick shot is not going to be difficult if you want to do it. And yeah, nothing likes an area dev 3 all shot.
No.
Plus, there are
The other
plenty
thing
of ways you can boost it further with new command cards.
Yeah, the other thing you can do with it is, I mean, probably not so much boosting it with the command card, but if you just really want to ruin the day of any infantry that have gone to the wall, you know,
Yeah.
you don't need line of sight. You can just blind fire, hit on 5s, goes to 6s. You'll still glance. You'll still do that D6 hit to the infantry squad on the wall, and that's the wrong end of D6 energy 12 shots with a -1 to damage you with Dev 2 or Dev 3 if you boost it.
Yeah, sure.
You know, if you really want that squad of infantry dead, they will die.
Yeah.
Sorry, that unit of infantry.
Yes.
You're probably not going to hit their mates.
It's also not bad demolition, come to think of it. Very long range, Dev 2 or Dev 3 if you want to play the cards.
If you're paying 265 for your artillery to shoot buildings, you're probably not getting your points worth.
Okay, fine, make a good point. But sometimes there'll be that critical building that has to go down, and he can do so from an adjacent table, pretty much, if you're so inclined. But no, I agree. That's not what he's there in the army for. Yeah, I mean, general takes. Would you take him in an army? Do you think?
So my perspective on this is largely that I own PHR, UCM, and Scourge. If I wanted to play a long-range artillery faction, I probably wouldn't be getting the Scourge army off the shelf in the first place.
Right.
For players who are Scourge as their main force, I can absolutely see that he'd give that interesting, way of mixing it up, doing new and unexpected things with an army and taking it in a direction they don't normally go. So I think he's got legs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, purely his damage output is very tasty. But Scourge do have a lot of access to long range area template, scary flying weapons anyway. With like their ordnance barges and stuff like that.
Yeah, true.
So
and I guess
it's competing with them.
Yeah, I guess other than his own command card, he doesn't inherently lean into a long-range demolition force either. He himself is quite good, but it's not like he's making other Annihilator standard or anything like that.
No, and he's not yet. I think it's just a fun little thing. If you were going to have one commander, have him sitting with your artillery could work. That's
the point. He is actually an HQ, unlike Wade, who sits in a heavy slot.
Yeah.
He can be your sole commander if you want him to be, which isn't bad. Right. Shall we move on to PHR? While we're here, Marcus, I think, has been slightly adjusted in that he now just essentially grants your Type 4 Walkers the call-in rule, which does slightly change how they deploy. You can no longer drop them on enemy units like you can Behemoth. No, ignore me, that's not correct. Deploying this way following the same rules as Behemoths. Ignore me, it's just a tidy-up, hasn't actually changed how he plays. So Thenno, we covered separately. She's had a massive glow-up. And then we have our newbie, Jocasta Caine. Once again, I'm a solely version 2 player, so I've got no idea who this person is. Do either of you know her lore?
Yep, so she was on, I can't remember which theatre it was in, but there was this friendly fire incident where, probably Shaltari, because it's usually their fault, made the UCM think that the PHR had destroyed some of their ships, and the UCM retaliated in system and cut off Jocasta's fleet assets, and got her trapped on a planet with the whole, you're trapped in here with who meme. She proceeded to wage an amazing guerrilla war and captured so many UCM. She was then able to barter them back for safe passage out of the engagement zone, and was generally very honourable and very good at the whole guerrilla war hit and run.
Yeah, cool.
And she was the OG Hera. So Hera, that was in Reconquest 1. Hera was a generic commander, only came available later on.
I see.
Was she the one that's joined the UCM or defected from the PHR in the latest bit of
I think you've got that backwards. It's Kate Rawlins has left the UCM to join the PHR, hasn't she?
No, the Splinter PHR.
Oh, is there? Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's a PHR commander who's turned down the desperate call to head back to home soil.
Yeah.
And I think it might be.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Fair enough. All right. And what does Jocasta do against our PHR expert? What does she bring to the table over a normal Hera?
I mean, in terms of the kind of the unit stat line and profile itself, actually nothing. She's a regular Hera. She can only come in a squad of 1. So one of the main attractions of a Hera is that you can have 2 of them and your commander's in both of them. Whereas she is in a squad on her own. She's a heavy choice, just like Raid. So she's not filling your obligatory HQ. What she does have, though, is some fun retinue rules. So you can have Helios, and you can have Apollos taking up your standard choices.
Cool.
Yeah, if you want to build a fast, super mobile PHR faction, that's really quite fun to do. I don't like leaving home without Phobos unless I'm deliberately sacking off all of my AA. And Phobos being standard means actually it's not too much of a chore to fill your standard slots anyway.
Sure.
But yeah, it certainly opens up some interesting options for force construction. And her retinue rule means that the lost durability from not being in a squad of 2 Heras means that she can actually buddy up with a bunch of Apollos. So she really leans into taking the really mobile, really fast units in the PHR list.
Yeah, especially when we get to her command card in a second. It's quite a different playstyle, isn't it? Because PHR generally, I think, considered to be about the speed of Moth. That's how quickly they can get across the board. Obviously, you do have access to some very fast units, but your general walkers are slower than most tanks. Neptunes are slower than most dropships, and so on. Yeah, this is the option for a very different playstyle. Let's look at her command card next, because that's obviously quite an important part of her. We'll come back to her detriment at the end. So hit and run.
So, yes. So it can only be used on the battle group containing Jocasta. And you choose 1 squad of Apollos. They can either be the regular ones or the taking them as a standard option ones that are within 6 inches of her. And then her and the squad make a move action, then a shoot action, and then another move action.
Yep. And for people unfamiliar with Apollos, they, as with Jocasta and Heras in general, they have their thrusters. So when they make a move action, if they haven't disembarked this round, they can move 18 inches, essentially counting as aircraft. So jumping over buildings, they can be reaction fired while doing so as well. You are subject to your move and fire.
Do you know what the move and fire on their railgun is?
On hers, it's 12, but on an Apollo, it's dash, isn't it?
It's dash.
Yeah. So that can be bounce 18 inches, open up with... They're still energy 11, aren't they? They're full fat PHR railguns.
Yes.
Yeah. And then reposition another 18 inches. That's incredible.
It could be anywhere.
Yeah. I mean, you could even no, you couldn't do it if you start off the board, could you? Because you have to pick some Apollos that are within 6 inches of Jocasta, and they are currently off the board. They're not, so you couldn't jump on 18 inches, fire, and jump again.
You'd probably be struggling to get the shots as well.
Also that, yeah.
Turn 2 though.
Yeah. That's such a cool card. So thematic.
They're already going to be further up the board than most PHR used to get with rapid insertion. They're going to be 16, right? Drop. Then their movement out.
And then their movement, yes, they're probably going to be up. They can get to the halfway line on the first turn.
Yeah.
Yeah. They'll be in your back line.
Yeah. I mean, that thing I was saying about UCM standard commanders being quite fragile because they want to hide at the back, that is almost certainly, very, very likely, running a bunch of
will
these.
get them.
Yeah, dead Kodiak, dead drone base, dead wolf. Very, very likely.
It is limited that you can't do move, shoot, so you can't go 36 inches and then start blasting.
Yeah.
That's true, thankfully.
Yes.
But it makes you pretty safe from any reaction, They shoot, jump behind a building,
Yeah, absolutely. And I can see this being really good if you manage to pull off that kind of first activation. So you activate your squad of Apollos last on turn 2. They can be tucked away somewhere relatively safe. They can bound forward, cut loose, zoom forward even further.
Yeah.
First activation on turn 3, and just go to town on something you thought was safe.
Yeah.
The downside of doing that is she's either got to not shoot, or she's only going 12 inches while her bodyguard are going 36 inches across the table.
Yeah, and then she's just a single Hera with no bodyguard, no squad mate, and those can disappear quite quickly. That's not helping, Magnus. I need that hand to navigate the PDF. Please hold. Come
on. She does also have a detriment in terms of the Force Org. So you can't have any of the big 4 Scorpions, and Odins in any of their weapon configurations, Lokera and Behemoths also can't be used.
Yeah. It fits her lore, I guess, doesn't it? If she's stranded fighting a guerrilla war with no fleet support, she's not going to have the very heavy assets that someone like Marcus would.
Makes sense.
Yeah, so that means your AA is either coming from Helios, which would be very thematic and fit, or Phobos, or the odd Athena that comes zooming through, of course. And yes, your ability to actually line up and trade shots like the PHR normally do, that's not there so much.
Yeah. Interestingly, Zeuses are fine. You can have a Zeus in her force without issue. But yeah, you do lose the other heavy walkers. While she does nothing for them mechanically, you can also bring Type 9s if you want to really lean into that very fast, very mobile PHR feel. Which is cool.
Just go full guerrilla warfare, jumping out and around buildings.
Nice.
So she is a heavy choice. You've got to take another commander.
That's true.
Do you think you'd take more Heras with her, or do you think you'd have a Proteus?
Proteus is probably more useful, I would say, as a non-PHR player.
It's a lot more fun to take, 4 Heras, right? 4 Heras, and then her in the heavy slot.
Okay, so you got 5 Heras.
Yeah.
Although
Just go all the jumpy tanks, the jumpy walkers.
Yeah, I mean, again, I'm not a PHR player myself, but I love the addition of this character. She seems very fun to play, very different play style. Dan, you do own some Heras, don't you? So you could run her if you're so inclined.
I do. I'm a big fan of Heras. I think they're probably PHR's most survivable HQ option.
Yeah.
And I think being able to retinue up with Apollos. Coincidentally, we've skipped the hobby spotlight, but I'm making some more Apollos.
I see. I did see your fully magnetized project of.
It's foreshadowing. This is.
Yeah. That's you're magnetizing not just the weapon options, but Apollo/Erebus. Is that right?
Yep.
Yes. How many will that bring you up to?
That'll only bring me up to 4.
Okay.
So far.
I see. So trying this out then is a possibility for you, at the very least.
Yes, absolutely. I'm also a really big fan of the Helios, and I've got 2 more of them on the painting table as well.
Okay.
Because they're amazing, and I want more of them.
Did you start these before or after you knew Jocasta was returning?
Before.
Okay.
So I saw this and I was very happy.
Good. Cool. So we will hopefully see Jocasta on the channel soon. maybe a danger close, or is your list already locked in mentally?
Not sure. So I think I've got a list that works well with simultaneous CQB.
Mm-hmm.
Haven't nailed down a list that doesn't. So if you decide that we're not playing with the fun toys and simultaneous, then I'll need to do a list rewrite. And who knows?
I'm going to give it a couple more days to see if anyone breaks anything, but I'm leaning towards it's the final event of the edition. Do what you want, play with all the toys. So I expect we'll have simultaneous CQB. We'll probably have famous commanders, maybe even fauna. Just need to basically make sure they don't break anything of the missions I have planned. But anyway, that's a different topic. Sorry, Losco.
That breaks something, I was going to say. Like, by fire, something will break.
Yeah,
That's the
exactly.
fun of it.
Nothing survives contact with players. But yeah, let's move on. We do have a time limit, so let's move on to Shaltari. I mean, we can probably skip Shaltari, actually. There's nothing interesting here.
Oh, okay.
So,
It's just the best famous commander.
all right, fine.
Look, I had to give up war spears for this famous commander.
You did say, if I can dig it out, I'll post a screenshot of you saying, if we get Ramses back, I will sell my war spears or something.
Well, I was giving them up for life, selling them.
Oh, I see.
They're living in the cupboard now.
All right, so who is Ramses the Fireborn then?
They are, in the lore, one of the oldest in the histories of the UCM. Shaltari, you've written as a name. He was back when you first met them, all pally, and then when it all went bad, his tribe and him were the ones attacking you. So who knows why?
Right, okay. So far, it sounds like every other Shaltari.
Yeah, pretty much. They're all like that. Other than that, he loves big walkers and he loves being in the middle of a fight, which fits very much with his new balls, which are very tasty, I think.
Yeah, so what have we got? Yeah, go on.
The start is expensive at 295. I think he's the most expensive of all the new famous commanders. He's a CV5 with a slight buff, 2 inches larger command range.
Mm-hmm.
In a Puma, the Puma is pretty standard, no changes other than I think the Sonic Gun is standard. He just has a buff within the walls where it does an awful lot of Devastator hits the buildings the closer it gets.
Yeah, I think the standard Sonic Cannon from memory is Dev 2 scenery, is that right?
Yeah.
But then Ramses' Sonic Cannon is even louder.
Yeah, the closer you get. So when you get within 12, it's Dev 4, and when you get into 6 inches of a building, Dev 6.
Cool.
On 4 shots, that's a lot of damage.
Hitting on 2s, damaging on 2s, 6 damage each.
Yeah.
So barring some 1s, he's very comfortably doing 24 damage to a standard building.
Yeah, it's very interesting to have a Shaltari Dev like option, and this build you could build a list purely around destroying buildings with him, and then his benefit, which allows you to take either leopards, panthers, or ocelots as a standard choice, which is similar to what we've got above. Gone.
Regular Puma is Dev 3 scenery.
Oh, okay. So same number of shots otherwise?
Same number of shots.
Okay. So regular Puma is better at long range, basically. Ramses wants to get close, but once it gets to within 12, he's getting benefits, and then within 6, it's kind of
it's not hard for Shaltari to get close to things. So
sure.
Yeah. So we can take leopards, panthers, or ocelots as standard.
Mm-hmm.
Very fun if you want to have a heavy walker list using the artillery kind of platforms. We had a little game trying this, and it works quite well. It's very different than what I normally play, but it's quite fun having the big walkers in the field.
Mm-hmm.
And there's detriment. We can't have grab tanks because who likes grab tanks?
It is specifically units with grav tank in their name. This has been confirmed. Yeah. So things like, say,
Haven Gate.
Yeah, or like a Kukri AA tank is not a grav tank.
Okay, so yeah, you're still fine.
Yeah.
Also, you can't take over Pumas, which kind of hurts the Devastator buildings, but the Ocelots and the Panthers can fill that quite well.
Yeah, he's refusing to share the spotlight, I suppose, as the most devastating.
Yeah, well, he had the original Puma, right? So.
Oh, is he another one where the first Puma was him?
Yeah, it had a different crest on the front, but yeah, he had the first Puma.
Right. Okay.
But I think his most good points taken is his command card, which
Eons of
is
War.
Hilariously fun. You just get a whole new set of cards. Spend with your cards and draw 5 more. Why not?
Yeah. And it's not draw how many you have remaining, it's shuffle what's in your hand into your deck.
Yeah.
Not even discard them, just put them back in your deck and then draw
Mhm.
5 more cards.
So you do a late activation. You try to spend your cards early and get another set for his activation and burn them all again.
Or not
It-
too
and,
late, I guess.
But when you activate a battle group, it doesn't even have to be his.
Well, sure. Yeah, whichever is a good battle group to do.
So I guess once you're basically you've played all the cards you want to play this round, then
Yeah, you can
yeah.
pull some more. Yeah. With the Shaltari ones as well, it looks great into that. They have a lot of cards of finding what you want or messing with your deck. So
Mhm.
it's a good one to get more of that messing with.
Yeah, it's a nice card. It's not complicated, but it's just
No.
even more command card power on someone with a pretty significant command radius.
Yeah.
He's not really a backliner because you want to get that sonic cannon close to the building you want to bring down.
But you could I think you could play him as a backliner, as a really tanky, or not really tanky, but like a tanky commander, just for his command cards. Play him safe, and that would be fine.
If you wanted a backline commander, would you run him over a level 5 in a Lynx, do you think?
A Lynx. It's getting that command card. That command card's very powerful. It gives you 10 command cards in a turn,
That's a
potentially.
good point, actually, yeah.
Potentially, and then there's command cards that give you more command cards within the Shaltari deck.
Yeah.
So if you build around the command cards, I would take Ramses. If you're always wanting super tank, the Lynx is better.
I guess that's the difference, is that the Lynx can survive very reliably,
Yeah.
whereas if
this gets shot, it will die.
If it got pounced by, hypothetically, 4 to 6 Apollo Strike Walkers, it would disappear, most likely.
No, unless you have some command cards to help, but yeah.
Well, sure. Okay.
No, yeah, it will die to any sustained fire, yeah.
Could always take a Lynx as your obligatory HQ choice with a level 1 in and still get the extra commander card.
If you
That's
really
true.
want to do command card build, yeah.
That's a good point. He is heavy, so you do have to have another commander.
This is true.
Yeah.
Yes.
But you're often quite happy bringing a Daimyo as your basic commander, aren't you, in level 1?
Yeah. But a Lynx is only, I think, 100 points. It's only a little bit more than the Dynamo, and I think it's every time you draw command cards.
The special rule is when drawing commander cards, draw 1 extra.
Okay. Wait, when drawing command cards, draw 1 extra?
Yeah.
Is that
and then you put it back. You get to pick. So you draw 6, pick 5.
But whenever you draw command cards, so for example, if you draw command cards via Eons of War,
yeah. So that's something you could do.
God, I hate it already.
There's a lot of points in command card milling, but I mean, it's fun.
Sure, but if you get the exact cards you want when you want them, which Shaltari have lots of ways to do anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you have a plan, if you build a plan with particular cards, I can see that being very fun.
It's one way to guarantee it, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I'd ask, would you field him? But I think you'd already field him because it's Ramses.
I would. I have his original model. It's very cool.
Okay.
We fielded him already. We had a little test run of him, and he did very well. Yeah, I like him, and I think a lot of Shaltari players are quite happy to see him back as well.
Yeah. All right. Then we have Resistance.
Another returning character, Jessie.
Yeah.
So I like that because in her lore, she was kind of opposite to Skulltaker.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, not Skulltaker. Sorry, Gunnar, the ferryman who rode around in the Skulltaker transport.
Right.
So we've got the Skulltaker back as a regular choice, and in the same update, we've got his arch nemesis, Jessie.
So yeah, who is Jessie then? If you other than someone who Gunnar doesn't like?
She's not a feral resistance person. She's a nice resistance person who's trying to shepherd and protect the people under her care.
I see.
From the lore, it reminds me of the Matrix. They live in the underground city.
Right.
They're masters of the drill, of her little faction. So it's really fun.
Which she is. She is. If I'm reading this correctly, so what's she mounted? She's mounted in a 201 breaching drill, which is a 209 in all respects. Same rules as a standard 209 drill. It's gained call in like a base one has. Command level 4, but only radius 9, which is quite low. And she is an HQ. She's not an auxiliary like a regular 209. If I'm reading Subterranean Command correctly, though, she doesn't need to be brought in with signal. So, or does she?
But you can, I guess. I guess you could call them in.
Well, she begins the game in readiness, unlike a normal drill, which always starts from reserve. When she enters play from in readiness, so do you still need to call her in with a signal action, or can she just set herself up anywhere?
Place her anywhere. Right?
Yeah, so there's no need to actually have infantry go bring her down here. She just sets up anywhere on the board within 24 inches of your deployment zone, and it on turn 1, and the range increases by 6 inches at the end of each round. So turn 2, 30 inches, turn 3, 36 inches, and so on.
Yeah. I guess you could call them in if you got some benefits doing it. But it'd be pretty hard to beat that distance, I think.
Yeah, I suppose if you'd thrown infantry all the way forwards and they were ready to call in, they could bring her in past the halfway line. But she's going to be
36 inches she's getting.
Yeah, she'd be doing that at the earliest on round. Yeah, earliest you'd be doing that would be round 2, by which point her range is 30 inches anyway.
Yeah.
So realistically, she's bringing herself in. And again, it's wherever you want. Now, a quirk of the access rule is that things can disembark from her without having to be in the same battle group as her. You're still limited by her maximum of 18 wheel per round, but you can have, say, an armor battle group disembark from her. They can't get back in because you can't embark into something in a different battle group to you, but you can disembark from any access transport.
Yeah.
So, in effect, she's kind of bringing back what drills have just lost, in that it's coming in early, it's coming in without needing to signal.
Yeah, it's like a half-free between the two. She buffs technicals, which is cool.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Well, sort of. There's just more of them. There's just always more of them.
Yeah.
So, start of the roundup phase, pick a squad of technicals of any type within 9 inches of her, and under their starting squad size, they regain D3 lost technicals. Stack up a coherency.
Just farming technicals out, you know.
Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, technicals die in droves. Getting D3 of them back is always useful.
Yeah. And then her detriment is that pretty much every other transport gets rare.
That's worse.
Your lift hawks, your Leviathans, your hover ships.
No, it's worse. Lift hawks get rare, or lift hawk dropships do. Troop ships are fine.
Oh, and you can't take the whole
and you
ship.
just cannot take Leviathans or Thunderstorms. You can have Krakens.
Yeah.
And obviously you can have the other drills. Lift hawk troop ships are fine. You can, if you want, run a Skull Taker troop ship with Jessie. You're so inclined.
It's not on the field, it's fine, right?
Yeah. I'm not sure how often Lift Hawks having rare will actually come up. I don't tend to see people fielding that many of them. It's usually an even split.
Depends if you're wanting to do a very heavy tank kind of.
Yeah, true.
But if you're doing drills, you know, if you're taking Jesse, you kind of want to do drills, I think, and technical spam. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then her command cards is Master Trap. What's Master Trap do then?
I was just reading it. You target a bit of scenery, and then you roll a dice on a 3+.
Roll a dice for each point of damage it started
yeah.
with.
That's actually very scary.
Yeah, large garrison with 30 damage, you're rolling 30 dice.
Yeah. Every 3 up.
Getting, yeah.
Every 3 up places a collateral damage token. Every 5 up also does 1 damage to it. So on average, that building's just taken 10 damage and has 20 collateral damage tokens on it.
And with the experimental rules, collateral is quite rare. Not anymore.
Yeah.
Not with that anyway.
Yeah, I mean that's a very upset building. I don't think much survive. I mean, I guess like some Shaltari heavy infantry, demolishers, etc. are fine, but anything without the reroll collateral damage, just weight of dice is probably going to remove them.
Well, the building's going to struggle, and there's definitely some resistance cards that buff collateral damage and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Even without those, they've got the ATVs that can fire chem grenades for extra strength on collateral.
Yeah, true. Right, so they kill one building's worth of stuff guaranteed, nearly.
Yeah, which is not news for Resistance. They already have many ways to do that.
True.
But it is fun.
Yeah. On a command card as well.
She's expensive. Do you think what's that? 80 points over her command value and drill cost is worth it?
It's difficult. The command card's good. I like that. The benefit's nice. But her command range is pretty terrible.
Yeah,
She's not going to be your commander. Well, she can be.
To me, the thing she brings is that she's an extra drill in a list. If you really want to go all in on drills,
Yeah,
being limited to 4 drills is kind of a sticking point. Having a 5th drill,
fifth drill.
Yeah. And there's maybe a play where you bring her in round 1. You then what are they called? Jacksons are wheel icon, aren't they?
Yep.
Yeah, they can.
You then have Jacksons of infantry get out. You move them up. You get them in position, and then round 2, you call in
And
your
they
other
signal.
drills wherever you want on the board, basically. Still,
that would work quite nice.
So I can see the use for her, but she is very expensive. It doesn't help that regular drills have gone down in points cost, so as you said, you're paying quite a premium for her abilities.
Yeah.
Her detriment's much for muchness. You're losing out on Leviathans and Thunderstorms, but as you said, if you want to run a drill list, that's probably your transports covered for the most part.
Yeah, I think if you're taking Jessie, you're doing drills.
Yeah.
You don't need to worry about the other stuff. Yeah.
The benefit, it might come up, it might not. I can see your opponent deliberately finishing off technical squads just so you don't get the benefit.
Yeah, you can get them quite large, and it is of any drill. So.
Oh, I didn't realise that. I thought it was within range of her.
So if you take 5 or 4 drills and her, you're going to get it off if you bring technicals as well.
Yeah, I'd completely missed that. I thought it was within 9 inches of Jessie, but no, if it's within range of any drill, which it is, there, no, that's much better.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I'm not a resistance player.
But yeah.
Yeah. Would you take her? Because you currently, your resistance list is already drills. Yeah. Well, it's drills and Leviathans.
Yeah, so either one. But yeah, I would. I think she's fun. In the drill list, it makes the drills a lot better. I don't think the drills, as they are terrible, and I think I could still do a drill list without Jessie. But it's a nice buff to them, and it's a HQ, which means I now don't have to take a HQ that can't go in a drill. So now I can have a full drill list, which is really fun.
Okay. Yeah, it's definitely fun. I'm not sure if it's the most competitive commander in the game, but I can see people enjoying using her.
Yeah, I think you could do some really dirty stuff with her, but yeah, you could not bring her in until like turn 6 and blow up somebody's backfield objective.
You are anywhere on the board from turn 4 onwards.
Or turn 4 blow up somebody's backfield objective, and that'd be really funny.
4. Yeah.
Unnecessary with resistance, but it's fun.
Yeah. You are then, if she's your only commander, you're just choosing not to play the command cards for half the game.
Yeah.
Over half the game. Okay. Fair enough.
Look, if you do a drill list, you don't have to come in anyway.
Well, I suppose you don't play round 1, do you?
No.
Cool. All right, so those are our new famous commanders. All of them are, again, returning commanders, so veteran players and fans of the lore will be happy to see them back, I'm sure. I think they're all fair and balanced. I think they're all good additions. None of them stand out as going, oh god, that's horrific. The only one is, again, for Danger Close, I may need to basically think, does Jessie break any scenarios by round 1 appearing 24 inches forward? But she's ludicrously expensive to do that, so...
Yep. You're paying for it.
Exactly, it's probably fine. Okay. So, yeah, those are our famous commanders done, but that's obviously not all. We have alluded to one of the other major additions. So at the start of 2nd edition, it said in the rulebook that for command cards, you can make a deck of command cards. You have to have 30 unique cards, but they can be from various sources. However, there have only ever been 30 generic command cards, so this has just never been used. Now, every single faction has got its own deck of 20 faction cards, and an additional 10 generic cards have been added as well. So suddenly deck building's a thing. when you make your list, you have essentially 60 cards to play with, and you make a deck of cards that you think are the ones you're going to want to use. So I figured we'll run through them. Probably best if we don't go through literally every single one. Why is that not showing up? Bear with me.
Pick out the favourites, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, as prep for this, I had a quick look through the OG command cards.
Okay.
And I think there's 9 in there that are really, really strong.
Actually, I can switch over to them if you want. We can have a look at those first. We go through the old cards. What are we looking for?
Espionage.
Yep.
Yeah, it's great. System Jammer. Opponent can discard D3 of their command cards. With the new better command cards, that's even more powerful.
Yep.
Yeah.
Quick Strategist, +3 to your initiative roll.
And your opponent has to reroll 6s, which...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's turns where the game hangs on who wins priority, and that lets you manipulate that. Shock Assault, immediately activate a unit.
Always a good one.
Yeah. Underground Passage. Being able to risk infantry 12 inches, that opens up some very fun play.
Yep.
Incendiary rounds, re-rolling damage. Deploy flares, forcing the opponent to re-roll successful damage.
Yep.
Room clearance, double your CQB attacks.
Definitely useful if you need that edge for simultaneous CQB.
Yep, and then field repairs to heal D3 damage.
Yeah.
I had all of them, other than field repairs, in my deck that I built.
Yeah.
Quite funny.
I think any army will want those. And they said that comes to, was it 9?
That's 9.
Out of 30?
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's going to leave, if those are like your defaults, that's going to leave you 21 to pick from the remaining other 30 cards to choose from.
I'd be tempted to keep Interference in there. I always like that one.
Interference is the D3 units can
It's
only
the
do one
one-
action.
Yeah. It can pay off. Reactionary Tactics is pretty nice too.
Yeah. But there's a
But
lot
there's
here.
definitely some you're going to want to keep. Yeah.
Yeah, but there's a lot in here that are underwhelming or incredibly circumstantial, aren't there?
Or ones that just don't work for certain factions. There's a shield boosting one in there that I've never used. Every time it's drawn, it just gets discarded. So
yeah, exactly. So yeah, those are our... So of the old ones, we reckon about 8 to 9 are ones you're going to want to use. Let's talk about the new generic 10. So this one, straight off the bat, is potentially game-changing. So objective located, when a friendly infantry squad makes a search action, double the round number for that search action. So searching is you're adding the round number to your roll. The later it gets in the game, the more significant this is.
I love Mercury drones because they can reliably give me +2 on a key search roll. That card gives it at least +2 because you can't search turn 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Turn 2, getting +2, brilliant.
Yeah.
And it only gets better from there.
It can make a contested objective suddenly achievable. Because if you're rolling D3, because there's enemy infantry in the garrison, then the earliest you can get it without modifiers is round 4, I think. Yeah. This card, again, can be suddenly much earlier. Yeah, really powerful card. I think we'll see that one in a lot of lists. Any particular ones you guys want to talk about? Because again, we don't have the time to go through every single card.
I think there's a couple of very behemoth-specific ones.
Yeah.
I think those are interesting because it means you can have a counter to behemoths without having to heavily build your list towards it. You can play around with the cards to get there. So those are interesting. I like them that they're there.
Yep.
And then I think there's some kind of consider your options tried and tested. I think the latter is probably the one I'd go for, but some fun ones to get that sort of deck manipulation going as well.
Yeah, because not every army has got
the ones you just pulled out.
As we'll see shortly, Shaltari in particular and a bit of PHR can do a lot of deck manipulation, but you've also got some generic ones for everyone. I mean, this one, for example, we were just talking about famous commanders. Tried and tested, after discarding command cards, either pick 3 command cards from your discard pile and put them back in your deck, or pick 2 command cards from your discard pile and shove them back into your deck, and you may reuse one of your famous commander command cards. That on Ramses is comical.
was just 15 cards in a turn.
Yeah, redrawing 3 of them because you have a links
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
In a deck of 30, yeah. Oh, 29
You
now. You just
reshuffle your
played Tried and
deck when you go,
Tested.
right?
Say again?
You reshuffle your deck when you burn through it all.
No, they are then gone.
No. Ah.
Were there any other noteworthy ones?
The other ones I picked out are long shot, so using your range full instead of your range countered.
Yep.
I think that can open up some really fun things. And destructive firepower to gain Dev 2 vehicle and infantry on a shot.
Mhm.
Any strafe flame weapons suddenly get extra scary with that.
Yeah.
Counter operation is fun, just because you get to discard your opponent's cards, and that's always they're using.
Yeah, it's great, Lars. I love when people do that. This one is entertaining. Synergizes quite well with Jesse. Highly volatile content. Play in the roundup phase before rolling damage with collateral on a single scenery piece. Double the energy value of those collateral damage tokens. Energy 8 is going to make quite a difference.
The assistants have something very similar to that in their deck as well, so you can really pump out the collaterals.
I can see myself taking that one with a pair of Archangel Bombers and just have them put the 3d3 plus 1 collateral damage tokens on a building each, then play this. And it's basically demolition by another method, but it's funny.
Yeah.
Cool.
Hang on, highly volatile contents. What does that one do?
It's play in the roundup phase before rolling damage with collateral damage. On a single scenery piece, double the energy value of those collateral damage tokens.
Got it. Sorry, I had a thought along those lines, but it's actually related to Slaughterhouse 5.
Okay.
Scourge Famous Commanders. That sets the energy of collateral damage.
So do you multiply or set first?
I think you set first.
Then multiply.
Multiply.
Good grief.
Yeah, so Home Wrecker, when you damage a garrison with a shooting action, increase the damage of the collateral damage caused by that attack to 6.
Yes, it would be 6 and doubles.
12.
Maybe 12.
I mean, it's hilarious. Yeah. Yeah, there are some very fun combos you can do. I think I'll probably have this one in most decks, just because there will be times when it matters. There's nothing here I'd never use.
I think you need to be able to put collateral damage down for it to matter. And
with the changes, it's a lot harder.
That's true. Yeah, that's a good point.
So it's very strong in the right list, absolutely. But I don't think it's an auto take.
Sure. But there are definitely some in here that are probably auto takes. And then some, as you said, you then build around potentially.
Yeah.
Okay. Right, let's move on then to UCM. I can find the right tab. We've got 20 here. I'm not going to go through every single one, as we said, but there are definitely some standouts. Ace in the Making is fun with Archangels. So when you activate a squad with the fast special rule, pick one unit in that squad. They ignore all modifiers, positive and negative, to their weapon's accuracy until the end of the activation. So it's still only 2 shots, but when you're dogfighting, you go from hitting most other fast movers on 5s to hitting them on 3s. Or 2s with Luciana. One that I think will be an auto take unless for some reason you're not running Spec Ops. MFB insertion. When you activate an aerial transport containing any type of Praetorians, that transport cannot be the target of reaction fire activation. That really opens up some options for bringing in a Raven and diving onto objectives that would otherwise be out of reach. Maybe even a Vulture, potentially.
Or diving out, you know.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really, really quite powerful.
Can't be used for diving out, because the Raven's got to contain them.
Oh, coming in.
When you activate it.
Oh, yeah. I thought you meant diving out of the Raven, but yes, diving out of the building into the Raven, no, it doesn't work on that.
Well, you can have them in a turn and then use this card to get them off the board safely.
True.
They're already in it.
Yeah,
if the opponent's got dead to rights.
Yeah.
Bit of initiative manipulation. Count your commander as level 5. and everyone has to reroll their initiative, so you can basically mulligan a bad initiative roll, which is obviously exceptionally powerful.
There's an air parade, which I feel like is very Alex themed.
Which one?
Air parade, you re-roll all the failed damages for a squad of aircraft.
Yes, there are a couple like this where they're more focused versions of the existing. It's not incendiary rounds; it's a different one, isn't it? For basically re-roll your damage rolls.
It's a 3 round sounds right.
Is it experimental firepower? There's one that's re-roll
That's
damage rolls and
industrial
one that's
firepower.
increase your firepower.
Yeah.
Most factions have picked up something like that across a few different types. So Air Parade, as you said, is re-roll damage rolls for a squad, but it only works on aircraft. Whereas, say, Tank Drill is exactly the same thing, but only on attack squads. So you can kind of build into the type of list you want to run. Speaking of
UCM has quite a few of them, it seems.
Yeah, I think the style for UCM is basically dependable, reliable, maybe not the most exciting cards, but things being generally more efficient and more consistent.
You've got the Mulligan. The Mulligan's one of my favourite Shaltari cards.
Yeah, just going, this is the bad hand.
Yeah, and draw more.
Yeah, which obviously you can use your Shaltari version on Ramses and so on.
Yeah.
One that I very much quite like is Falconry. So when you activate a squad of Falcon light gunships, that unit, probably should say that squad, recovers D3 lost models in coherency. So max squad size of 4 Falcons, just bring back D3 of them. That's potentially just adding back on 135 points. Yeah. Obviously, quite a lot of these cards, because they target squads, are going to encourage you to run bigger squad sizes than you would otherwise.
Yeah.
Which is a nice change. Orbital Strike have a pocket Kodiak for a round, kind of. Pick an enemy squad in influence and line of sight of a friendly commander, roll a d3. The enemy squad takes that many accuracy 3 attacks, energy 13. Allocate as you see fit.
That's like a better Kodiak, right?
Yeah, I suppose.
With strafe instead of area.
Yeah, exactly. Shrapnel rounds. When a friendly squad makes a shooting action with a weapon with railgun in its name, units in that squad lose any devastator rule but gain area on 1 railgun profile for that attack. So, energy 13 area from a broadsword, 2 energy 12 shots from a eagle. Yeah. 3 energy 7 area shots from some hazards if you're so inclined. There are a bunch of fun things you can do with it.
Yeah.
I hadn't thought of the hazards. That could absolutely wreck a technical swarm.
Yep.
Yeah, it would.
It could. It's niche, but you could use it to really guarantee you shoot down an aircraft, maybe.
Do you have any anti-aircraft railguns?
Hazards with reduced.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Oh.
So it goes from energy 7, 8, 9, 1, accuracy 1, area. Kind of academic, really. You don't need it. It's an option. If you really need to kill a high evasion target, then fine, you can do it that way, maybe. But yeah, it's fun. Again, there's nothing here that is... How to put it? There's not much in the way of shenanigans with your opponent. It's mostly just basically make your stuff more consistent, more reliable, with a couple of trick shots like the pocket Kodiak or the shrapnel rounds.
Yeah, and a few heals.
And a few heals, yeah.
I really like No Fear to Tread just for the good pun in the name.
Yeah. They also all come with flavor text, which is quite nice as well, because all command cards do. So, I shouldn't go for all of them. We'll be here all evening. We do need to cover the other factions as well.
We do.
So let's move on to Scourge. Let me get the right PDF up. That's PHR Annex Scourge. There we go. Dan, as a Scourge expert, any particular ones you want to talk about?
Yeah, so interestingly, actually, I mean, you've already mentioned it a little bit with the Aru Mulligan, but there's some that are kind of common across factions. So Scourge get the same sort of no retreat and secret entrance,
yep.
Which is fun. They've got some command card hand manipulation. CQB brutality is very on brand for Scourge. I can't imagine a Scourge player ever not having that in their list.
Terrific. Yeah, when a friendly infantry squad will attack with a close quarters weapon, they count having an additional full unit for that attack. So just one more eviscerator. Why not?
Yeah, because that's good. Run with knives, so it counters move and fire dash for one activation.
Mm-hmm.
That particularly with the ordnance barges, that is terrifying. Hidden transport I like. Although the kind of the lore of the Scourge is very much kind of offensive minded, actually they are the occupying force and they're on the defensive for most of this.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that they've just got an invader stashed away somewhere on the board, I think is really nice. And then most of the Scourge things are just really rated towards
Violence?
murdering the opponent.
Yeah. I like this card. Oh, go on.
I mean, a lot of them are also CQB focused as well.
Which fits, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you were going to say, Loz, you like close and impersonal?
No, I found one called Bribe.
Right. Who's that
which
for?
is you force your opponent to do another activation
Oh,
after they
bide.
activate. Oh, bide. Okay, well, it's less funny because I read it as Bribe, and that's really funny. Be like, just go again.
But it's very good. You bide your time. The flavor text,
Yeah.
we can wait. We will be waiting.
Yeah.
Play when your opponent finishes activating a battle group. They activate another battle group. After they finish activation, you activate a battle group as normal. The number of times when, early in the game, round 1, round 2, when you don't want to go, you want your opponent to go and come closer, particularly as Scourge, who, you are short range, you want to pounce. Just being able to say to them, go on, go again.
Yeah.
Very, very cool. I like this one. Terrifying Communique. When an opponent uses a command card, play this to negate its effect, and the opponent shuffles it back into their command card. So it's basically an extra espionage. But the flavor text is just incomprehensible screeching.
Yeah. Overcharged Skimmer, I think, is kind of one of the very few that's not just outright aggression. Second from the end.
Thank you.
Overcharged Skimmer. When you activate a friendly Skimmer squad, for this activation, the squad may move as if it were an aircraft, ignoring scenery pieces up to 8 inches high. Enemy AA can reaction fire when you count as an aircraft with armor 11. Additionally, you get +1 accuracy penalty, but you can have your grav tanks fly out of a skyscraper canyon.
Yeah.
It's terrifying, the idea of like a swarm of Scourge tanks descending from above a skyscraper.
Yeah, being able to just suddenly phase through a building, very, very powerful. One that I quite liked was, we will move on soon, but Deploy Toxins is interesting. So, during one of your activations, place a blast marker anywhere in range, so influence range. At the end of the turn, any enemy non-aircraft units under that marker just lose D3 -1 damage points, rolling for each of them. Now, you can use this late in the round, or at the end of the round, to just automatically do some damage, but you can also use it just to zone off a part of the board. And just basically put down an area template and say, go on, I dare you to go into that, because that will, on average, it's going to do 1 damage, it might do 2 damage. Doesn't care about evasion, doesn't care about armor, bypasses passives. Being able to just, again, pick an area and force your opponent to move, or take that damage, is, potentially very interesting.
Yeah, and that's damage to each unit.
Yes. Yeah. Very strong, very interesting, and again, very thematic.
Yeah. We were saying about the kind of the generic cards, how we'd like kind of 9 or 10 from the first deck and probably 4 or 5 from the second deck.
Yeah.
I think Scourge players are just going to be really happy with 15 of these cards. Exactly which 15 is down to personal flavour, but yeah, there's just so much in there to just take the violence and turn it up to 11.
Yeah, which is fun, and again, very on brand. Cool. Moving on to PHR then. Again, Dan, this is going to be mostly you. Any particular ones you want me to find for you?
Just having a quick look. So again, we've got kind of some of the commonality coming in, which I quite like. A little bit more of the kind of the cyber warfare thing with some of the deck manipulation. And some of the kind of the healing, the what's it called? Fortitude, so the bravery sort of mechanics.
Yep.
They've got a copy of shrapnel rounds, but I don't think Scourge have got. I don't think PHR have got as many good rail guns.
2 shots from a Tiamat? Yeah.
Is not a rail gun.
Is it not?
No.
Oh.
No, that was my first thought.
Fine. And I guess your AA rail repeaters run rail guns?
They're rail repeaters.
Right.
Super heavy rail repeaters on the Scorpion. I think the best you're going to get is Energy 11.
Oh, okay. That's unfortunate.
Odin's get at least 2 shots with that.
True. 2 Energy 11 shots isn't bad. Decent range, decent accuracy, but yeah, it's not as... I was, again, expecting to see it on Tiamats all the time, but that is an interesting addition.
Yeah. Communication Scrambler I like.
Is that what it's called?
Yep, Communication Scrambler. When an opponent activates a battle group, roll a dice. On a 3+, they must instead activate a different battle group.
Yeah. Yeah, obviously really powerful. It is a dice roll. It could just not work. And you can, if you're planning on this being a decisive counter to an important turn, but when it goes off, it's going to be big.
I don't think it's ever going to be your plan A.
Sure.
But it's that, things have gone sideways. I can stop them going sideways on a 3+.
Sure.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, it'll always take it, I'm sure. Okay.
Yeah.
Scanning.
Scanning nanomachines and black nanomachines. So really nice to see kind of the nanotech getting a bit of the limelight. Scanning 1 is it D3 scan tokens?
Yep.
Yeah. Really good.
Yeah. Only on units with hives. So you're looking at Titans if you've paid for the upgrade, Hades or Persephone Scorpions or Helios Jet Skimmers.
Mm-hmm.
Or the Medusa, I guess, could technically benefit from that as well.
Yeah, true. Good in a Triton, though, potentially.
Yeah, I think Triton's going to be the easiest one to swing that with.
Yeah.
And then black nanomachines. During your activation, pick an enemy unit. Roll a dice. On a 3+, it takes an energy 10 hit. that light dropship that's running off with the objective and you've no other way of stopping. Like, you need to get influence range out to it. But if you've either got a Hera or a Proteus, that could be easily done. Or if you've got Valkyries, there's lots of ways of getting there.
Yeah. There are many, many mission-critical things that are going to have 1 hit point. And probably around Armor 10 as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then I think I've already mentioned some of the kind of the deck manipulation, but Spyring as well, I really like.
So what's this do? End the turn, pick 1 enemy commander on the table, or embark on a transport on the table. Your opponent discards a command card from their hand. They may repeat this as many times as they have command cards in hand. Your opponent must use the number of discarded cards as their command value during the next round. Yeah, I can see that being very interesting.
Yeah, most people don't end with a good amount of command cards in their hand anyway. So you're really forcing a command down.
And the ones that they're keeping, they're usually ones they're saving for something special.
Yeah, so you're saying throw these away.
If you want to have a chance of going first, yeah.
Yeah.
And then the very, very last one I want to call out is the second to last one in the deck again, Holographic Infantry. When an enemy squad targets friendly infantry with a shooting action, remove the friendly infantry squad from the game and embark them in a transport within 6 inches.
They were never there in the first place, I suppose.
Yep. Can I tell you how amazed and happy I am that I can just go, these sirens, they're safely back in their dropship, you're not going to flame them.
Yes. After they've done their job, because the bullets they fired were real. They just left some holographic decoys and repositioned ages ago.
Yes. They can't take the objective with them as well, but, them's the fakes.
There are so many uses for it. This could be good for infantry who've been stranded due to their transport dying, and someone goes in to finish them off. Very cool card. I can see myself absolutely hating it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Should we move on to Shaltari?
I think just as a quick overview, I think unlike the Scourge ones, I probably wouldn't want to be picking 15 from this deck, though.
You reckon?
I gut feel I think there's probably 10 in here that I want.
Okay. not quite as many.
Yeah.
Would you fill the gaps with original generic ones, do you think, or second wave generic ones?
I think there's enough conditionally useful generic ones that I could pad it out.
Yeah.
I'm in a similar boat with Shaltari. I have 11 that I've pulled and I've put in my deck, and then made up with generics.
Okay.
But there's a lot of cool ones in here.
Okay. What are we looking for? Give me a name.
Well, we're starting on one of the cool ones, which is the espionage.
Okay.
Nobody gets to have fun other than the Shaltari when you play Shaltari. So
yeah, that's leagues ahead, and it is literally just another espionage.
Yeah.
So you've got the nice reminder there that you can play it on top of another leagues ahead or espionage card. Just keep blocking it.
Yeah. Well, somebody espionage is your espionage, and you espionage their espionage. So much fun.
Yeah, fun.
Phase shift is nice. That's 2 down.
That's right. I'm searching for the names.
You can go through buildings, kind of like the flying one, except you don't need to fly. You just walk through them.
Yeah. So no reaction fire. You just literally teleport through the wall.
Yeah.
That would be amazing if you went grav tank heavy and you'd got the speed to just.
Yeah. But it's a great one of just being able to jump through, the walls you can usually walk through with Shaltari stuff.
Mm-hmm.
About. Pondering Time's nice. Another little milling of your own deck, looking at the top 5 cards and putting them where you want them. There's a lot of that in Shaltari. We have the mulligan that's underneath that wall. That bit we saw in UCM. Yep. So there's a lot of pulling cards out and getting what you need when you want them.
And messing with your opponent's deck as well.
Yes, yeah. We have a lovely shield booster, which puts +2 to your passive save, which is gross.
Yeah, improve your passive by 2. So 5 will go to a 3-up. There is no maximum, so you can go to a 2+ passive if you want.
Yeah.
But does not affect dodge.
We have a shield modulation one, which allows us to re-roll them passives. So you're going to be getting some nice passive buffs.
Yeah.
Like we needed them. One of my favourites is Incite Madness, where you pick an opponent and just get them to get rid of and draw a new set of cards.
So it's not necessarily you know what they've got. You're just reading their facial expressions and going, right, Dan's looking like he has a plan. You can't do that plan.
It's a great one to do after they've read all of the cards, after they've drawn them. And you wait until you've just finished your turn, do that, and then they've got to read the cards and play their turn. That's called a mind game.
There's a less polite name for it as well, Loz.
Yeah, there is.
It's called running down the clock, I think.
We need chess clocks now, right?
Yeah, if you play this, it's on your time, not theirs.
Right. But yeah, that gives the vibe of a lot of them in the mission.
Yeah.
2 really fun ones. There's one where you kill a building and everything in it dies. That's micro singularity. So if you kill the building, nothing gets to escape. They're just dead.
Oh.
Which is hilariously fun. Except if you're fighting Scourge destroyers and stuff.
It's a reliable way to kill demolishers, which, as far as I'm aware, there isn't any other.
And I think the best card is Teleport Assault. I might be wrong, but it just allows you to put infantry in a building.
Play when activating an infantry squad that's in holding. The infantry squad must be placed anywhere outside of a garrison within range, so influence range, as if it disembarked via free disembark.
And then they just walk in.
Yeah. Obviously can't attack, can't search, etc., but...
Sure. Well, that's normal for Shaltari, but being able to be somewhere where there wasn't a transport, surprised there's Firstborn in there now.
Yep.
It's a nice card, and I think that's very powerful.
What are Shaltari's scouts like? Is it just your Yari and Tate?
No, we don't. Yeah.
So it's either influence range from your actual commander or one of the little tanks.
Yeah, you can always have it on a dynamo. They get around, But yeah. You're going to be on a CV5, I think, with Shaltari every time. So 20 inches from your commander. I think you're going to be getting range of buildings that matter.
True.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of fun ones if you aren't. There's some skimmer-based ones. There's a Pungari breeding one.
Pungari breeding?
Oh, sorry, the way they multiply.
They're not reproducing on the battlefield, Lots.
I don't know how it works. I don't use the things.
Horde Serfs add back D3 destroyed units of Pungari to the squad.
Yeah. Destroyed units as well. So that can be 15 bodies.
Yeah, 15 damage points coming back, potentially.
Yeah, just a pretty nice four-point guy that want to be in a horde.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, so you said you wouldn't use all of them? Range about 10,
No,
15
so a
maybe?
lot of them shift. So there's ones that fit very with a walker list or a skimmer list. I've taken 11
Mhm.
and then made the rest up with generics.
Okay. But yeah, I think I'm going to love to hate these, if that makes sense. They are very, very Shaltari. They are
Yeah.
magic blue deck, messing with your opponent's deck, messing with your own deck. Yeah, I'm already preemptively upset, but they fit. they fit very well.
Yeah, they are. They're very be annoying, which
Yeah.
is fun.
Okay, and then lastly we have resistance. So first off, we have basically two identical cards here. So Submerged Tunneler and Drill Away are literally identical mechanically. They allow you to essentially redeploy a 109 drill, one of the smaller drills. This is now the only
With
way
the
to get
objective.
with the objective. It's the only way to get objectives off the board via a drill now, because now when you embark into a drill, you just pass the objective to it rather than it disappearing into the ether.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Which is very nice. It's a nice way of being able to move drills now.
Yeah.
If you do a drill list, take both of them. There's some really fun demo charge UCM have, but they also have some others that put collateral on buildings or increase their collateral.
Yep.
Which is very fun. Some healing things. They're very like the UCM with a lot of like heals and kind of generic cards copied over.
To an extent, there's a lot of overlap because they
Yeah,
are both basically
yes,
normal men.
Yes. Yeah.
Uh,
A nice heal for technicals on technically new, which is a fun name.
yeah. It's another replenishing one. Get back D3 plus
Yeah.
1 technicals and coherency. So
I
Jesse.
think a really fun card is Orbital Debris.
Yes.
Which is probably it's not good. I don't think this is a good card to use, but it's
No.
quite fun.
Orbital debris, end of a round, pick an opponent, so your opponent, unless you're playing a multiplayer game. You and the opponent both place a blast marker over a unit of your choice. Then roll a dice. On a 1 to 2, their blast marker goes off. On a 3+, your blast marker goes off. Everything under it, including aircraft and behemoths, takes a D3 takes an energy 11 hit on a 3+.
Yeah. This is pretty nice.
I
Good bit of
was
damage.
disappointed reading this. I was expecting a 6 to be units under both templates.
That would be also funny.
Yeah. There's a play when you desperately need it.
Yeah.
It's a good play if you have a drill list and you have new units on the board.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, good. Well, then with your sole command card.
Yeah.
Sure.
Maybe. I don't know.
Gunship Assault. I want to talk about this one. Gunship Assault is pretty nice because a lot of resistance aircraft have got pretty good weapons, but limited movement fire. Does this save the barrel bomber? I mean, if you have a barrel bomber, it can suddenly move 16 inches of bomb. Obviously, it's a single card, and I don't think resistance has much in the way of deck milling. But this would be good with cyclones as well, potentially, if you're running missile cyclones.
If you're bringing a few gunships, it's a good card deck. It'll work with any of them. Its flavor text is funny around the barrel bomb.
Yeah. What do you say, Berserk or Berserkers?
Yeah, Berserk's nice because it's just a plus one energy.
And criticals.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think Shaltari and Scourge both get a you can crit in CQB. Resistance get you can crit in CQB, and you get bonus energy.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's also not only playable on Berserkers. So you can play this on dogs.
You can.
But
the Berserkers have just jumped out of the Skull Taker, then they're also automatically in influence range.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That was 4, clearly. But you can play it on anything.
Yeah. I think my favourite resistance card is actually Hiding in Plain Sight.
Yeah, this could be game deciding.
Yeah.
Start the round, choose a friendly non-aircraft squad. You've got to start the round, it's got an influence range. But that squad cannot be targeted by shooting actions made from over 6 inches away until the end of its activation as well. That's also important.
It's good though.
But yeah, on that mission critical APC, it's
that fully loaded Leviathan that's trundling forward.
Yeah, if it's yet to trundle, it's potentially horrible to play against on a Constantine.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't get rid of
You just might
Constantine,
target
and
it,
it's
yeah.
And it is the squad as well, so it would affect both Constantines.
Mm.
Yeah.
Hovercraft Assault's pretty nice. If you had some AA in a hovercraft. Or anything, to be honest. But
Hovercraft, you're already only on a -1 or +1, aren't you?
yeah, but that one can make a big difference if it's a big hovercraft as well.
Yeah.
You know, one of the Leviathans or something.
You were saying about not having many command cards manipulating things. Moment of Genius is, I think, as good as it gets.
Before drawing command cards, increase your highest command value by 3 when replenishing cards this round. Next round, you cannot draw any cards for any reason. So it's a significant downside, but 3 additional cards this round.
So is there a cap to command value?
Not
Is
that
it
I
cap
know
out
of.
at
You can
6?
only buy up to level 6, but nothing mechanically says you can't be higher, I think.
Okay, so you could go to 9
Sure.
and have 9 command cards.
Yeah.
One turn, if you wanted. It's good.
Yeah. I mean, if you're starting off at command value 3, it means you get 2 turns worth of cards right now, and then they have to last you for 2 turns.
Yeah.
Yeah, or
but if you know it's about to be a pivotal turn. Yeah, last round, yeah, potentially.
Last round, there's no downside.
Yeah. Practice Chaos, I'm quite a fan of. Again, we're going to be seeing a lot more command cards, a lot more high-level commanders, and so on than we usually do. Practice Chaos, when you activate a battle group, pick an opponent. That opponent cannot use command cards until the end of this battle group's activation. So if you're staring down that Shaltari player holding 8 cards with their Lynx and Ramses grinning, you can just go, all right, I get to do what I want to do, at the very least. Baiting out espionage, probably, but still. Timely Bailout's quite fun. Just disembark without taking any damage when a friendly transport's destroyed. I can see you playing that if you could throw an aircraft up the board quite aggressively, and then dare your opponent to shoot it down. And if they do, well, you just disembark safely. Any more we want to call out?
I think tough as nails if you've gone for the Alexander as a command tank.
Yeah. Yeah, when a friendly tank with armor 15 dies, it doesn't. It's got 1 hit left.
Yeah, and if you've got a load of repair technicals around.
Yes.
So Heroic Sacrifice is pretty good. You sacrifice a base of infantry and leave the building. Doesn't seem to drop an objective, so you can take your objective with you.
Yep.
PHR and UCM have got that as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
we're all humanity's finest.
You're all happy to sacrifice yourselves.
Yeah.
UCM expect medals for doing it, though.
Yeah, fair point. Again, we've got quite a bit of overlap with the other 2 humans. We've covered quite a few of these already. Any more to go over? Ace in the Making, same thing, so you can have a Tempest. Shoot straight. Oh, they're already AA4, though, so they're probably shooting more or less straight as is. Yeah. I mean, Loz, roughly, you know how many of these you would take? I'm not seeing any real dead weight.
No, I think I'd be taking more because they have more of the repeated generics anyway. And then there's a lot that helps the drills out.
Yeah.
There's ones you want for a demo kind of list. So I see taking more of these than I would Shaltari.
Okay, fair enough.
Not that the Shaltari ones are bad. It's just these have more use overall.
Yeah.
I think.
Cool. Yeah, I'm really excited to see how these change the game. I'm already seeing people saying in the community that this has reinvented list building almost, because this is a whole additional element of thinking, how do you want your list to play? Just having the agency of being able to go, I can put in command cards I want to use, I can take out ones I don't want to use, makes the mechanics so much more engaging, so much more interesting.
Yeah.
Beforehand, command cards, they could be... People who didn't like them would say that luck decides a game. Luck always decides war games, to an extent. But yeah, when someone does get secret passage or underground passage and wins the game, it can feel disappointing. But I think this is going to make it so you've got a lot more agency in that regard. You've got more ability to put in tricks like that into your army. Every faction has got some really powerful ones. Higher level commanders, higher risk, higher reward.
I think we'll be seeing 5s and 6s. You know, it'll be 5s are predicting the standard, and then 6 is your, I would like to try to win initiative. I think that's where it's going to be.
I mean, Dan, you have dabbled a couple of times in running very low command level, haven't you?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, where you've got enough of a sort of dispersed threat that you don't care whether you go first or second, you've got enough activations. It's worked fine. If I was doing that now, I would very definitely take a squad that was kind of my dedicated headhunters to go out and take out the opposing commander.
Go level the playing field.
I'd be happy to play without command cards, but I don't want to be playing that into someone who is playing with a whole fistful of command cards.
Sure. Yeah, so it's still a viable option, but yeah, you need to have a solution to the enemy commander.
Yeah, I mean, what you were saying before about the command cards, I think there used to be a skill of recognizing what the good cards were and just getting rid of the chaff that wasn't that every turn until you get those good cards.
And then you hold them and wait for the moment.
Yeah. Whereas now, every card you get is going to be decent, and if it isn't, you've only got your own self to blame.
Sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're going to have, not milling the deck to get through to the good stuff. You just
have good stuff. Yeah.
Have good stuff right from the get-go.
Stop chewing my monorail pylons. Yeah. A phrase I never thought I'd say.
You didn't think you'd say.
Exactly. Cool. Right, that is basically our lot. So we do the other part of the update, which we're not going to really have time to go through, is a whole new mission pack. This is something that I think is going to, again, really change how the game works, because it's adding in environmental rules. So I think these were previously in Reconquest 2, a book that's been long out of print, but now you can have battles happening in hard vacuum, happening in a desert, happening during an earthquake for some reason, having native fauna. So loads of these additional rules you can add onto your missions just as you see fit. You can play a normal mission, but decide to play it in low gravity, or on a jungle world, or with lava, etc. And then we've got, on top of that, loads of new missions to try out as well. Some are even asymmetrical, which is exciting. A lot of them are themed after certain parts of the lore. You have, for example, the Battle of the Olympus Shipyards is a chain of 4 missions, which you could play in a row if you wanted. So, again, we don't have time to really go through them. You will, of course, see a bunch of them on the channel. But yeah, I think that is going to, as well as everything else, breathe a huge amount of new life into the game.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, for something like the narrative campaign that James is running, I think that could really even help ground this particular game is played in this setting.
Yeah.
We're up in the Arctic regions of the planet. Okay, let's have some of the Sub-Zero rules.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's just a nice bit of spice to add back in, isn't it?
Exactly. Yeah. And it's nice. Again, it's part of the overall thing we said before you joined, Dan, that this Balance Pass feels like a love letter to the community. It's third edition is coming. We know it's going to reinvent some wheels. We don't really know any more than that yet. But here is like one final load of stuff you guys have been missing to play around with. Have back 5 of your favorite commanders from the lore. Have the faction command cards. Have the environmental rules and new missions. Have a balance pass that clips the wings of some of the more egregious units. And try out simultaneous combat if you're so inclined as well.
Yeah, it's going to keep people engaged while we wait.
I mean, I'm kind of almost don't want third to arrive for a bit.
Yeah.
There's so much here that I want to get my teeth into and I want to play with.
I know what you mean. Yeah, same boat. Right. That is it. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed listening to this. Again, this is part 2 of overall our longest podcast to date. because there's been so much to go over. If you have enjoyed this, as you probably already know, in addition to our podcast, we do our battle reports. So you will see loads of this new stuff covered coming up soon. So make sure to do all the YouTube stuff like liking, commenting, subscribing, click the bell icon so you get notified when a new video goes up. All of that means you see the videos, and also more people do as well, because as every Dropzone player knows, nowhere near enough people play this game. If you want to support the channel, there are a few ways you can do so. Besides the YouTube stuff, you can subscribe to our Patreon. It's just the money that goes directly to the charity. Nothing's paywalled. It's just basically, all for the benefit of the channel. We have an affiliate link with Firestorm Games. Anything you buy via Firestorm, we get a small kickback, which again just goes straight into lights, cameras, models, terrain, etc. If you want to play with the final version of Dropzone version 2 and come to what will probably be the final event of Dropzone version 2, certainly that I'll be running, Danger Close 5 does still have tickets available. That is on the 18th and 19th of October, so just over a month away at time of recording. That's going to be a 2-day event using the new balance pass, the faction command cards, probably the fauna changes, and the famous commander changes and the experimental rules. Unless I can find something that breaks it, they'll be in. Yeah, come along for that. If you do, and if you get a 2-day ticket, you will get a professionally printed deck of faction command cards of your choice. So all these faction command cards are currently only PDFs. You do have to find a way to basically print them yourself. But if you come to the tournament, you'll get a deck, and they should. I haven't had any yet, but when they arrive, I'm hoping they will be basically they'll be the exact same size and a very similar finish to the generic ones. So you can actually make a physical deck, which would be cool. I think that is it for the post-podcast ramble, sales pitch, etc. Anything else to add, guys?
I think the usual thing, if you want to buy some more toys to take advantage of this, then our affiliate link for Firestorm is in the description.
Yes, I did forgot to mention it was there.
Really looking forward to having a play with this and getting some games out there.
Yeah, same. Cool, that's it then. Thank you for watching, guys. More is coming soon. Goodbye.
All right.